What's going on, everyone? I want to make you guys a little video here. I want to kind of outline, how I'm finding scalp plays in the morning. Okay. So I'm going to run through like a real live scenario, a real live situation. I'm going to talk out loud. I'm going to go through the charts. I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking for, how I'm finding these scalp plays, and when I'm switching my bias from long to short, this, that, and the other. So it's no secret. I came in today with a 100% short bias, meaning that I was looking at the daily charts last night. Everything looked like a short. Now, if there's anyone, and I mean anyone out there on social media, on YouTube, on Twitter, on StockTwits, I don't really give a shit where these people are at. If anyone said that they knew that today was going to be, a reversal bounce, or that things looked good long coming into today, they're full of shit. And I work and I talk to a lot of traders who have been in this business a hell of a lot longer than myself, and just kind of discussing yesterday's price action with them. Everyone was short biased. If we just look at Apple, for example, I'm gonna run you through some of the stocks that I was looking at personally short, and some of the trades that I took long. So here we go. I'm gonna just speak in real time. This is no bullshit. This would be, for example, me sitting here in front of the computer screens if no one was watching or whatever, right? So yesterday I'm looking at this price action here. I'm looking at the red engulfing candle here. I'm seeing a lot of consolidation. I'm seeing us sit here at the 10 and the 5-day moving average, okay? I'm also seeing us sit here at the linear regression as well as the 20-day moving average. What I'm looking at here is if Apple can start to confirm the bottom channel here, potentially 192.30s, 192s, we've got some room down, right? We could be looking at a potential downside break here on Apple on the daily chart. So no interest in Apple long. Like, this wasn't even on my watch list. I had no interest in it long, but today I found some interest in it long, and I'm going to show you why. So here's where the market opens, right? So let's look at where the market opens. We can see here, let me make sure you guys can see this on my screen. Look at the chart. Trading in the pre-market, we're just trapped in a bunch of swamp, right? We're trapped in a bunch of nonsense down here, all this moving averages, all this, nonsense, right? All these supply and demand zones on my screen. I'm looking at the market open here. Look at the flush down to the bottom linear regression channel, okay? And we don't need to make this shit more difficult than what it is. We flush all the way down. At one point in time, this candle was red, okay? So we flush all the way down here to the bottom. So hey, maybe we've got a potential short position here if this level can confirm to the bottom. As we start to wake up, this is what's called a bull 180 or a reversal 180 candlestick. You come all the way down here, bulls push this up, like with mad power. So what I'm looking at here, what I'm really looking at here is, as soon as this 5-minute candle closes here, this is giving me a setup, right? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that we came down into the 5-minute support. I don't care if the daily chart looks strong. We could be potentially looking at a dead cat bounce here. So automatically my wheels are starting to turn. I'm looking at us take out this price action. We close back over the 20 and we get over this linear regression. Okay. That's enough. That's all I need. I don't need to sit here and think, well, what if we come down, or, my research said that we were short today. At this point, that gets thrown out the window until we lose the bottom price. Until we lose the bottom price here that we just put in off this opening 5-minute candle, I don't care what your bias or what your watch list has, that can get scrapped. If you're looking to make some cash, then come into the market ready to make some cash. Here's my pivot, here's my entry, boom. I'm going to go ahead and get long on this. Now, where's my stop? 1-bar stop. Some people might be thinking, wow, that's a hell of a stop loss. Yeah, well, if you don't want to play the triple Q stocks and you don't want to put $1 risk on the table, then don't play triple Q stocks. Go find a penny stock to trade. Your actual risk on this was from 195.30 down to around 194.20, so $1.10. Okay, even if you trade one contract or 100 share lots, you're risking $100 on a trade. What's $100 on a trade if you can turn around and make 40 or 50 or even $100 on the trade, right? So all I'm looking for here is, as soon as this candle closes, boom, I've already got my stop loss here. I've got a shit ton of support down here, right? So I see, even if we do start to come down, maybe one of these moving averages catches support. So that's good enough for me. So as soon as I put my money into this candle, it's just a waiting game. Okay. It's just a waiting game. So now I'm long in this play. Then what do? I start looking at the other charts, right? I start looking at the other charts. The other trade that I took was on Microsoft. So during the same time, while I'm in this trade, I'm not sitting there like this. Watching every tick go up and down and up and down and up and down. That'll drive you insane. I already know I have 5 minutes before I can even remotely get stopped out. What do I mean by that? Means that in order for me to lose, my 1-bar stop, I need the next candle to close below. So I have 5 minutes. This stock can do whatever it wants to do for 5 minutes. Whether I'm negative in a position or I'm positive in a position, it can do whatever the hell it wants for 5 minutes. So now I come over to Microsoft, I start looking at the same thing. So as on Microsoft, I put this in the watch list today, you know, in the gold members chat room. What am I looking at on Microsoft? Well, same thing. I'm looking at the pre-market action, not a whole lot of nothing going on, right? Not a whole lot of nothing going on. So what do I then start to look at? I start looking at the pre-market highs, which is here, and I start looking at this linear regression channel, right? Notice where all of my moving averages are at. All of my moving averages are in this channel, okay? So if we break into the next channel, right, which is all of this, do you think that we've got some room to run? Hell yeah, I do. So immediately, what am I going to do? I'm going to let this 5-minute candle confirm. The price is 334.87. The next candle pushed up to around 335. Hell of an entry here. If I can break this channel, close above it, I'm going to treat this the same way as a 20 play. I'm going to treat this linear regression as a 20 play. So what do I need to have happen? I need to close over the linear regression. I'm going to use a 1-bar stop. I'm going to put my money into this candle. At one point in time, I was green. I was red. This drops all the way down below my 1-bar stop. What is the number one rule? It needs to close below your 1 bar. I don't care if it wicks down there. If it doesn't close down there and it doesn't close below, you stay in the trade. So stay in the trade here. Currently, my Apple trade's working out. You know, I'm not even looking at the P&L on that. Boom, my money goes into this candle. My hard stop loss goes into here. What do I start doing? I start looking at the other big boys I like to trade. The other trade that I took was on Tesla. So if we kind of quickly look at Tesla, this is happening fast. And this is exactly how fast I'm going through it here. You know, if we start looking at Tesla, wrong ticker symbol. We start looking at Tesla. Okay, same kind of deal here. Look at Tesla in the pre-market, kind of came up to the 200. So what am I thinking? Okay, Tesla tested the 200 in the pre-market and then started to pull back on the first hour, on the first 5-minute candle. So what I'm thinking now on Tesla is if we lose this, we've got room to trade down. I'll take that short position. So let me wait for that to confirm. What happens? We catch support. We put in a nice green engulfing candle. Here's our close over the 20 SMA. Here's our confirmation. Here's our 1-bar stop. Boom, money goes into this candle and you just start taking profits. Where do I start taking profits? I start taking profits at the next supply zone. So my next supply zone is going to be here. I'm going to take profits. Hits the supply zone perfectly. Pulls all the way back to the 20 catches it, continues to break the supply zone of the linear regression channel here, trickles around, back tested at one point in the day, bounced off of that, so forth and so forth. As soon as you guys get comfortable taking these trades, you start taking these trades and things start to work out a lot more in your favor. Again, don't be scared, don't be hesitant, but this is how fast I'm going through that. Same time I'm looking at Amazon, right? So I'm looking at Amazon, and if we look at Amazon's price action here, boom, same kind of deal, right? Same kind of deal. Look at the pre-market, okay? Look at the pre-market, essentially doing nothing. Pre-market is essentially doing nothing, right? Nothing. So what happens when the market opens? Boom, big green engulfing candle. Here's your high. That's your pivot. Here's your 1-bar stop. You're not losing any more than that. Get your confirmation, put your money in there. Look at this trade up to the linear regression. If you want to take some size off there, go ahead. Comes all the way back down. Trail your stop loss with your 20 SMA and continue to let the bad boy ride. I essentially let this ride for a couple of hours there. But again, it's not hard. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. I'm looking to clean up this. I'm using a 1-bar stop. I'm taking profits into supply. I'm going to continue to hold it, so forth and so forth. So what happened to all my shorts, right? Okay, so if we were to take out this low, I'm going to be short 100%. Okay, if we were to take out that low, I'm going to be short 100%. Let's look at Tesla, right? If we look at Tesla, what did Tesla do? Where would I be looking to get short on Tesla? I want you guys to look at this on your chart and see. I had a pivot of 255, okay? An early entry would have been the 20 play that set up here. You can see this red candle set up. Here's your entry pivot. Here would be your 1-bar stop on the short position. If this candle confirmed short, we're going to take this short into 255. That's the pivot from yesterday in the watch list, and we're going to sell out of this position, take a couple dollars here on this position, hold the runner, because if we do break 255, that's a macro break to the short side. That's exactly what I'm looking at. That's exactly how I'm finding plays, and that's how quick I'm analyzing it. So however long this video is, whether it's 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, that's how fast I'm processing the data. That's how fast my decision making is. So to be a good trader, to be a consistent trader, you need to do one. You need to process data extremely quickly. So get familiar with the charts, get familiar with the stocks that you like to play, get familiar with the charts. As soon as you can start processing data quickly, you can start executing on what you're processing. And that is what people have a hard time doing, executing, because you see it come up, right? You see this price shoot up, you know that this is the low, and then you're like, well, I thought everything was going to go short today. So you start sitting there and like second guessing yourself as this whole thing is moving up. And then by the time you want to get in, you're at supply, and then you end up pulling the trigger going long on the pullback, and then you sell for a loss, and then only to see it catch at support and then trade higher 2 hours later. Stop shooting yourself in the foot. Process the data in real time. Here's the pre-market high there. So if we break the pre-market high, you guys can see there's nothing but airspace into the next supply zone. You already setting a 1-bar stop. So it's kind of like, you know, well, why would you take the long and not think that we're going lower? I don't know what the stock is going to do once I get into it. All I know is what's going on in front of my face. If the stock was to go short and it takes me out of my long position, oh well, there's nothing that I can do about that as a trader. The only thing I can control is where my stop loss is at. That's it. That's the only thing I can do. When I click the sell button to get out of the trade for profit or to get out of the trade for a loss, that's the only thing I can control. So what am I trying to do on a day in and day out basis? I'm trying to identify levels. I'm trying to process data, analyze my risk in real time, guys. So in real time, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, here's the close over at 260.87 on Tesla. If I lose a 1-bar stop, it's at 258. I'm going to lose $2. What's the average true range on Tesla here? Was sitting at around $1 to $1.50. I know that. I play Tesla almost every single day. I know that if I lose on Tesla, I'm going to lose $1. I'm going to lose $1.50. I know that. So I'm okay with the risk. You got to be okay with the risk. If you want to trade Tesla or any of these other triple Q stocks, you have to be okay with the risk. You see where the risk is at. If you lose your 1 bar, you're just out of the trade. And essentially, like if you just sit patient and like not really focus on this is what a lot of people are doing, and especially a lot of newer traders, right? You're getting into the play here, right? You're getting into this play, even if you do take it, you're getting into it and you're like this. You're constantly looking at this pitter patter up and down and up and down. You're getting concerned and you're like, oh, we might stop out. Oh, it's coming back down. Oh, here it comes. Okay, I'm safe. Okay, maybe this just runs all day. Oh, here it comes again. Oh no. Oh, okay, I'm okay. You're constantly putting yourself through emotional stress. You're giving your brain mental heart attacks by just sitting there like this. The only thing you can do is get into the trade and set a stop loss, either whether it's a hard stop loss or a mental stop loss. You know that for 5 minutes, nothing can happen. For first 5 minutes after your trade, you have to sit there. You might as well just, I don't know, go to the restroom or something, go downstairs and get a cup of coffee. You might as well just look at another chart for the next 5 minutes, because there's nothing you can do. You don't even know if you can get out of this trade for at least 5 minutes after you get into it. And like, if you don't understand that process, if your 1-bar stop is here, how can you get out of the trade, right? How can you get out of the trade if 5 minutes hasn't passed, right? If 5 minutes hasn't passed, you can't really get out of the trade, right? You would have to lose that entire bar, right? And a candle would have to close below that for you to get out. So why are we sitting here just like this with goggles on, looking at the chart, looking at the chart, looking at the chart, looking at the chart? Guys, stay patient and just start analyzing these. Analyze the price action in real time. Once you're in the trade, boom. It's Tesla's job now to work for you, not my job. There's nothing that I can do about this stock, moving higher. There's nothing I can make it do. Only thing I can do is when it breaks my 1-bar stop and it closes below, the only thing I can do is say F it and close the trade. That's it. I hope this video helps you guys. That's how fast you need to start analyzing data in real time. Start trusting your gut. Start trusting your setups, start trusting the charts, start trusting the stocks, start playing the same stocks each and every single day. So you get familiar with, should I be taking $1 on Tesla? Should I be taking 20 cents, right? Should I take $2 on Tesla? For me, if I make $1 on Tesla, I'm going to sell half size. If I make $1.50, $2, I'm out. I don't care how much it runs up. Tesla's up $10 on the day, and I only caught like a very small portion of the $10. Like I said, if Tesla's average true range is $10, I only need $1. I only need $2. I don't need the rest of it. The rest of it is for someone else. Leave it to someone else. If you're a type of person that does say, I'll get in and I'll use a one bar stop and I'll just hold it until break even or loss, or until, you know, it goes, then yeah, maybe you can catch the whole $10. But I mean, I don't really know any traders that do. I don't really know any traders that can stomach everything, right? Like being up this much and then seeing it pull back and then having it chop around for another 30 or 45 minutes and then seeing it run up and then pull back. That's a lot of emotional stress. Just, you know, just get in here, take your $2 there, celebrate, get out. Bye. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.